The fittest athletes in the world have descended on Madison, Wisconsin for one last ride.
It's a showcase of the fittest people on the planet.
I definitely felt the target that was on my back.
Dang, Olivia, gotta get this camera on you more often.
We have to do the absolute best on this one weekend.
It should be titled, Who's the Mentally Strongest?
People can shine real bright for 2 days, but 4 days is a different thing. You start like this, finish like this, I do the opposite, I'm good.
I just want to win.
Just got cut off twice.
Roman is raining right now. Pat Belver takes a spill.
Watch out for Chandler.
Points on the board!
He says to his coach, I should have gone up. No, man, I needed 1 more pound. That's 2 spots, man.
I can see the look in her eyes.
Daniel Brandon shot out of a cannon.
Last year was so easy. Not prepared for this.
Your overall leader, Emma Lawson.
It's not over. Anything can happen, Emma.
Felder is done.
He's like the comeback kid. It's fun to watch.
I hear that he broke his foot.
You let him take the bullet or not? It's against medical advice.
There's blood in the water.
He still has a chance.
I love Sunday. That's my favorite day of the week.
The woman from Hungary is Superwoman. There is a new king in the north.
David, good to have you, buddy.
Hey, great to see you. Can you hear me? Everything good?
Perfect.
Excellent. Great to see you. Listen, I need to explain this. I just want to preface it by saying that I did not do it while doing CrossFit. Okay, this is years and years of wear and tear, doing shoulder-specific stuff, and it caught up with me.
David, you look. I went to IMDb and I looked at your incredible body of work, and you look way too young to have done that body of work. It's crazy. 1989, the Michael Jordan film.
Yes.
Were you potty trained when you made that?
No, I was in my early 20s. Listen, we all know that this business can give us our share of gray hairs. So
yeah.
Listen, I just try to keep things in perspective. We're not saving lives; we're documenting them. So, that's what I try to keep in mind, and I guess it served me pretty well so far.
Yeah, I want to say to everyone in the audience right now, to have someone make a documentary about anything that you're doing is wild. Making films is very, very, very intense. There's a big pre-production. You got to get people together. You got to pay people less than what they're worth. You got to go out there and film it. It's got to be a labor of love. When you make a documentary, people have to actually give a shit. You cannot be on autopilot. You have to be present. You have to be out there. You have to care. You have to be able to do audibles. Nothing can be mechanized. You have to be extremely flexible. Nothing's ever going the way you want. Then you got to get home, and then you got to have the money to put all of that shit together and cut it. And sometimes, and when I say cut it, some of you guys think that cuts are just being made, but these decisions are being made to 1/30th of a second for every time you see a new shot, maybe 1/60th of a second. Then it's all put together. Then it's gone over again with someone who looks at the color. Then it's gone over again with someone who looks at the audio. Then there's people who are complaining that they don't want this or they don't want that. Then you have to put all the credits in there and all the thank yous, and then you have to promote it. It is an insane task. And for anyone not to be thankful anytime that there's a documentary that comes out, you should have listened to your parents. If you have nothing nice to say, shut the fuck up. So thank you. It is a monumental task. I know when you were, does every documentary, does every project you make is like, whoa, do you feel like you take a sigh as you cross the finish line? And by the finish line, I mean once it gets launched to the eyeballs of the public.
Yeah, there is definitely a waiting to exhale moment. And there's so many different models or approaches on how you go about it. I mean, this CrossFit doc, this was a very different model for me in the sense that there are a number of projects that I've been on where I am hired as a line item on the budget. to execute the documentary. I just did an 8-part series on ESPN that was an embed maybe in the NBA playoffs, which I was so thrilled to be on because that's where I started my career. So to be able to come full circle and to be the director on a documentary of that ilk was very gratifying. But the point being that the project had already been sold. They needed someone to lead it. And I came in, and very interesting dynamics at play, given that I'm working with people that I worked with 30 years ago when I was at the NBA, given that I was working with a company based in the UK that I spent a lot of time in the UK, and you know, the UK basketball is big, but not certainly as big as it is here. So there was some, cultural bridges that needed to be forged. But you know, they're all different projects, and this CrossFit doc, and yeah, I remember getting the call, and I got to believe in June of 2023 about this opportunity. And you mentioned that sometimes there's a lot of lead time and prep. That was not the case here. I had to make a relatively quick decision, and my personality is as such that I love challenges, and I am very curious by nature. And I did not know, and I think it's very important for the audience to know, that my knowledge of CrossFit on a scale of 1 to 10, when I got that phone call, was a 1.
Wow.
It was a 1. But what gave me comfort is that I have been around sports my entire career. I've been around athletes my entire career. And telling stories, as you know, is a universal maybe application. And I believed that I could take my experience and my skill set, and I'll become a quick study in CrossFit and basically figure it out as I went along. But there was very little lead time. And as you know, because it's been out there in the ether, this is a project that I personally put money into to invest in. And you know, but I took the leap, and I must say, and I've been around a lot of different sports, the embrace once I got to Madison, and the learning curve. We got there 2-3 days prior to the event, and once we got to day one of the events, I felt like we were ready. And I give a bunch of credit to a number of people across the board. Obviously, Dave Castro, Gabby Mogerman, Boz, and Tyson. Tyson, I have to give a lot of credit to. And, I think it's
Tyson Oldroyd.
Yeah.
Been around forever. Yep.
Yes. And I think it's noteworthy, particularly in Tyson's case, that he and his wife had done these documentaries in the past. So the fact that he was being so supportive of our efforts says a lot of his character. And he was tremendous in getting us up to speed. And then there are the athletes themselves. And again, you've done the counting, and you realize that I was probably not in kindergarten, yes, in 1989, but I've been around this business for a bit, and been around a lot of athletes, and the level of cooperation is among the athletes, and the authenticity, and how open they were. I was like, this is giving us fertile ground for storytelling, because that if people are closed off and not giving you access, is they're not open to telling their personal journey. That is going to make the construction of the film that much more complicated. So shout out to the Pat Vellners, to the Danielle Brandons, to the Roman Krenikovs and Rosa, and maybe all the people that we came to know, Noah, Chandler. Again, the level of cooperation, and I felt like this was, and you correct me if I'm wrong, that this is the first CrossFit film that was directed by someone that's not in the CrossFit space.
Correct. Okay? Yep.
So I felt honored to be able to tell it through a lens of someone that is not in that space and be able to tell a broader story and through our perspective. And yes, I know I'm gushing with platitudes and gratitude, but I must say that the only way that we could have pulled this off was the fact that people opened up their hearts and minds once we landed in Madison. And we definitely had our trepidations. I mean, we were going into a situation that was relatively unknown to us. And I am, I'm very proud of the final product. I'm very proud of how quickly we got it done. And I've been reading some of the reviews online, and so I'm glad we didn't screw it up.
Beautifully shot. It's nonstop intimate moments. Like you mentioned with Emma Lawson, Danielle Brandon, Chandler. Some pretty intense intimate moments. That is an interesting point you bring up. I think the biggest criticism of this doc is like, when you go to Amazon and there's a 1-star and you read it and it's like package came ripped, and you're like, dude, I don't give a shit that the package came ripped. I want to know if this soap that I'm buying for my car actually works. You know what I mean? Like the reviews about the product. You said that you got it done relatively quickly, but that it didn't come out for like till the following year. So it had basically been done. That was just what ended up happening?
We delivered the film in January.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a subject that I think is my understanding is that there was some machinations going on within CrossFit that led to some delays, and it was supposed to come out in January and it didn't, and I wasn't pleased about that.
Okay, so that wasn't your doing. It was either politics behind the scene, or the death of Lazar Jukic, or other people who were responsible for working with you guys that didn't get it out. But you guys finished it quickly, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what I want to just plant the flag and say, that we finished the film in January. I think the death of Lazar Jukic, maybe it already had been decided that the film normally comes out several weeks prior to the CrossFit Games, right? As a lead-in. We certainly got getting the film done in January speaks for itself. That was certainly ready, but some deadlines were missed for reasons that I don't fully understand and won't get into. But so as a result of missing deadlines, the film it was decided that the film was not going to come out until post 2024 games. And then we obviously know what happened there with the tragedy. And I think it would have been tone deaf and in very poor taste to drop a CrossFit doc right after that. There had to be, the investigation was ongoing, as I understand. There was a bit of there needed to be it's an intermediary period. So it was decided that the film would come out in December. So I'm thrilled that it's out right now. You might have read more reviews on it than I have, but I'm pleased with what I've seen online so far. Because
it's killing. It's killing. Number one on iTunes. When will it come out on Netflix?
That is something that I'm not aware of quite yet. Because I'm not really involved in the distribution of it.
Right.
Of course, I'm looped in. That's Gravitas Ventures, and
right.
So I don't know if I could pinpoint that information at this point. I'm just happy to be sharing it with the CrossFit community.
Beautifully shot, great story. Loved it last night. I put it on, as a part of my work, my nightly work. And I was 5 minutes into it. My whole family was watching the movie. My wife, my 3 little boys sat down. They had tons of questions. They loved it. I absolutely loved it. I was as I was watching it, I was on a group chat and I was texting buddies about what I was seeing in the film. And one guy said, "Is it worth watching?" I said, "Hey, dude, I'm so happy I'm watching this." And I really enjoyed it, and congratulations. Is the reason why I asked about Netflix is I used to work for CrossFit for 15 years, and whenever the iTunes was always a big release, that was amazing, right? And the fact that it's #1, kudos to you. But where it would help the business, and I know this isn't your forte, but just why I asked is when it gets released to Netflix, because that's like a massive worldwide platform, usually there's a huge like positive uproar. You know what I mean? Like we get people going into gyms. That's when you get people start stopping athletes in airports. That's when you start getting kind of the real hype. So, and we always released it after, after iTunes, we would go to Netflix months later too. So I'm just excited for the Netflix release too. It's such a different platform than iTunes.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. And this is a year and a half ago now for me, but there are some memories of being in Madison. One or two things I wanted to talk about here.
Please.
So I've been at a lot of high-profile sporting events. I've been to World Series. I've documented World Series, a number of them. NBA.
You work with Derek Jeter, Cal Ripken, Michael Jordan. I mean, the list is too long 17 Emmys. The list is too long to go through.
What I wanted to point out is I can only think of a few times during my career that I was more moved, I guess emotionally, covering an event than what went down with Roman late in the 2023 games. That arena, if we want to call it that, the groundswell of emotion was, you would have to be a robot to not feel anything in that moment. I mean, even as a filmmaker.
I cried. I was on the floor and I cried. I didn't even know why I was crying. I was just overwhelmed.
Right. And we know, when Roman said that he was doing it to make his son proud. I mean, you're a parent, right? And I'm a parent. I mean, that struck me at such a visceral level. But my point being, that was in my top 3 of my career.
Wow.
On how I felt. I would say maybe the only one that I can think of right off the top of my head that moved me more was post 9/11, when baseball came back about 11 days later, and being in a ballpark and experiencing that sense of community and patriotism and will to move forward, and a mourning but yet moving on. That Roman moment for me, and I think you keep in mind, I didn't know who Roman was 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks prior to it. Right. Yes, we filmed with him a few times, and we all know that he had a fantastic start to the games, and then Jeff Fowler started to nip at his toes a little bit. And again, that's another one of my favorite moments when Adler is talking about during the 5K, I believe it was, about trying to get him run a little faster than he wanted to, and playing a little bit of some gamesmanship there. I found that to be fascinating. And, you're a filmmaker, so you appreciate this. Having a level of curiosity and knowing what you don't know and bringing that in and using your lens to portray that, I think that's our job in these, in these instances. And so, Roman was definitely an emotional fulcrum for me. Now, again, one of the other characters, and I know I'm preaching to the converted here, is Danielle Brandon. Mm-hmm. What a fascinating case study, right? And again, when she did one of her the test where she dominated everybody, men and women, right, on the handstand, which is her elevated skill. That was just incredible to witness. And we were at her Airbnb that night, and just to be able to have that level of access, to be able to tell that story in a raw, an unfiltered fashion. We had a lot of gratitude. And that's when I look back at the production of that film and the openness and level of cooperation, and the very few times I mean, yeah, I can't remember getting a lot of no's, you know, and that's, you know, I've been through a myriad of projects through my career. No's are part of the business, and you know, navigating through what are your parameters of access is can be challenging. But this was we knew that when we got back from the CrossFit Games and started working on the films that we had some great material to work with. And that's not just even the elements that we filmed. There was the elements that you filmed and the elements that we got from the broadcast. And yeah, so overall, was really thrilled with the process, and we were eager to put the film together once we were done, you know, and I'm sure people realized from watching the film that we were in Iceland with Annie, because Annie was one of the
beautiful shots, by the way. Crazy sit down interview. Beautiful.
Yeah, well, we figured if we were going to go all the way there, we might as well get it right. And Annie, I don't need to just extol her virtues and what she means to the CrossFit community, but we felt we got a bunch of interviews the next day, but didn't get Annie. And I just felt that it was something that we wanted to do. And I'm glad we went over there to film with her. And that was another just unforgettable experience.
When you film other sports, sorry, let me go back 1 second. By the way, another mantra, if you're not a documentary filmmaker, one of the primary mantras in documentary filmmaking is access, access, access. You have to have access. And so what David is sharing with us is like, wow, you know, if you work with the Major League Baseball, there's 100 lawyers you have to jump through, and then maybe athletes who don't want to be vulnerable. When you film the CrossFit Games, there's no ball to follow. You don't know where any of the action is going to be. There's 80 people out there, 40 men, 40 women. It's chaos. It's hard to follow. It's like every minute there's something you're missing. I mean, there's like so many choices to make, right? Did you find that stressful? That like, where is the action going to be?
Yeah, I try not to do stressful.
Okay, but yeah, good job.
I try to frame it in a different way in my brain to just being a challenge. And again, shout out to Tyson. Before every event, he would tell us where he thought our cameras should be. We also knew that we had the broadcast cameras at our disposal. But I also think, and this is such a cliche, but it happens to be true, shoot to story, right? So for example, we all know that Pat Vellner, well, I didn't know this 1 week prior to the CrossFit Games, but we all know that Pat Vellner is a slow starter in these events, right? So when he started to make his comeback, why not be up in the stands with Michelle Vellner, putting a mic on her? It makes sense, right? So to deploy your cameras in a way to film to story, or Danielle Brandon after her ridiculous performance on, walking on her hands, we came to know her support system, her friends that were at the Airbnb, find out where they are in the stands and go shoot to story. Rosa was someone that we felt that we could always go to because she helped us not only with the translations, but sort of very clearly a huge part of Team Roman and instrumental in why he was at the CrossFit Games in the first place. Mm-hmm. So again, it is, we had, I'll say 2 to 3 cameras there, depending on the day, and say, okay, how are we going to deploy these cameras? Knowing some of the tips that Tyson gave us, but also knowing that we had the luxury of having your cameras and having the broadcast cameras, and knowing that at the end of the day, we're going to have the opportunity to, in the edit, to create that tapestry, to create the feeling that our camera / coverage is ubiquitous. And but you have to make decisions.
Yeah.
Very much like you do in the edit. That's why it's called, you said EDL, right? Edit decision list. I mean, we're doing the same in the field, and I'd like to think in most cases, I mean, even being, and sometimes you just get lucky. We were with Chandler's coach during the Olympic weightlifting event. Yes, and you understand the nuance of that moment far more than I do, but there clearly was some discord between them that we captured, right?
That was intense. That was intense.
Yeah.
And you got a great close up of Chandler's face, so you could not only analyze you could hear him, but you could analyze whether his face was consistent with the words that were coming out of his mouth because of the obvious frustration, right?
Yeah, and I feel like, it's so we just learned on the job, but we came in with a lot of, as you point out, I've been in the business for a bit, so we came in with experience and covering events. And granted, it's not following a ball, but it is. But at the end of the day, yes, it is following athletes, and that's the common DNA. I guess among other projects. I mean, when Roman came out of the gate so strong, and how can you not stay with him a little bit, right? And
Right.
just, and continue to document. And then, oh, wait a minute, this guy Jeff Adler's coming up. We need to spend a little time with him. And I mean, there was the ability to pivot. And again, I'm not dealing with PR directors. I'm not dealing with lawyers, as you say. I'm not dealing with league officials. I can just go right to the individuals. And that was really liberating as a filmmaker, and made it exhilarating to be a part of, quite frankly.
What did you think about filming the guys and the gals? I remember I'm not as thankful as I used to be. I've become numb to it. But in my early years, I couldn't believe I got to film these bodies. Like there's no bad angle on Chandler Smith. The specimens you're filming, you know what I mean? It's like it's like shooting something for National Geographic and going to the island where all the Komodo dragons are. You're like, which Komodo dragon should I film? I know you've been around a lot of professional athletes, but were you just stunned at the visuals, these bodies, the sweat, the hair, the muscles? Did that jump out at you that, like, man, this is the cream of the crop of what human physiques, I'm speaking strictly superficially and aesthetically, were you just like, wow, this is crazy?
Yeah, I mean,
I guess maybe the NBA has that too, right? I mean, you got all these guys who are 6 feet and 7 feet tall doing things that doesn't make any sense, right?
I mean, different body type. I mean, the men, I would say, most resemble to me linebackers or running backs in football.
Mm-hmm.
But interestingly enough, who's the tallest CrossFit athlete? Male, 6'3", 6'4". I mean, they're not guys much taller than that.
Yeah, maybe Yellow Hosta, and it's an anomaly for sure.
Yeah. So I would just say, the bodies were, both the men and the women. You can't take your eyes off of them. It's just, it draws you in. And to me, it is their proof of concept. It is their body of work, no pun intended, right?
Right.
And, yes. And so we were talking a lot during our coverage about, to accentuate the musculature, what muscles were being activated during certain tests, right? And to focus on those. And, again, we had camera guys there that have done a ton of sports, but you don't come in with the hubris, right? That, oh yeah, I got this. You are learning on the job. And we were all just in awe of these bodies. And so it was, again, a privilege to make that part of the story. And it is kind of inspirational. I know there were a number of guys on the cruise who was like, when I get back from this, man, I got to hit the gym in a different way than I've been doing it before. Yeah. So, and that is, I mean, I think that's cuts to the core of what the CrossFit Games are all about. It is both inspirational, and aspirational. And I feel that those body types and, you know, have really, yes, are a manifestation of that.
Yeah, you said some great things there. That is their body of work. You're right. This is their it is their body work. That's well said. And then it also, compared to most sports, for the audience, it's the aspiration to be like that is within grasp. You're not going to the NBA, so you just sit in the stands and, you know, drink a Budweiser, right? You're not going to the NFL, you know. But there is the ability for the fans and the people who are working there to be like, okay, I want to be like that. That you can get close to it. You can pursue it. There's a guy named Sean Woodland who is the voice of CrossFit, and we all love listening to him talk. We love his voice. It was great hearing his voice throughout the documentary. I know that probably you've used a lot of voice people, you know, to be the glue of a lot of, you know, this endless amount of films and documentaries you've made. What was that like? I mean, I just loved hearing his voice, the way you guys used it in the film. Was that something that you knew you were going to do going into it?
Yeah, I mean, yes, because to me, I think the documentaries in their purest form do not have voiceover, I think, or narration, or a voice of God that is coming in and you're creating these editorial or narrative bridges. So we were very focused from the start on getting a cacophony of voices in there that are going to help create our narrative spine. And having a guy like Sean and Tommy Marquez and you know, some people of that ilk to help move the narrative along on people that lived it, that announced these games, and to hear their voices are within the body of it as well. That was always the plan, is to, you know this because you're in the business. There's the scene work, there's the interviews from the athletes, there's the interviews from your experts, there's the music, there's the wireless. That is our job, to take those myriad audio sources, and I consider them all tools that we're working with, and to weave them into a cohesive narrative. And Sean was a big part of that. And, you know, again, Sean was another guy that was very moved by what was going on with Roman, as I recall from the doc. And, you know, I think ultimately there's one word that I came away with from documenting these games. Sean certainly included it. Everybody I spoke to, everybody that I encountered, passion for this world, for the CrossFit space. And, you know, that got us, you certainly would prefer that maybe over apathy, correct? And I did not feel one iota of that during the games, and after, to be quite honest. And so I mean, again, that passion just came through in such a prominent way.
It is interesting. Very few people are going through the motions, right? Meaning the people who attend a CrossFit event, or the people who are involved in CrossFit, it's like their life. They're not there, you know, whether it's the camera guys, the first aid people, the medical people, the judges. Very few people are just going through the motions. They're like, everyone's pumped to be there.
Mm-hmm. That was palpable.
Yeah,
that was palpable. And, you know, so you have and I mean, yes, the venue in Madison, you had yes, especially when you're lugging crew. Thank goodness for those golf carts. That's all I'll say, or whatever we had, the Gators, I think they were called. But it was relatively self-contained, and, you know, to be able to bounce around and capture people buying swag or online to meet Tia Claire Toomey. And, you know, and by the way, that's another moment that struck me, is when Emma Lawson, she had the lead until late, and then she lost it. And Tia Claire, she approached her afterwards, and, you know, we just felt so fortunate to be able to capture moments like that. And, but to see the fan reaction to Tia Claire Toomey, I mean, rightfully so. What is she now, a 7-time champion after this past year?
Yep.
So, and this was her sabbatical or her hiatus, given the fact that she had just had a baby. So, yeah, I mean, the passion just permeated it. And Madison seemed like a great venue. Yes, I know you folks had been there for a number of years, and that was the final year, thus the name of the documentary. But really enjoyed being there.
Did it feel different than other sporting events, being that this thing is like truly subsidized by the practitioners of the sport? You know what I mean? Like, so the NBA is subsidized by just people who are fans, right? Every Tom, Dick, and Harry. But here you're at an event where every single person in the audience is a practitioner. You know what I mean? These are people like the people who are go to NFL games. Maybe they're not throwing football every single day, right? Maybe they only throw a football, at Thanksgiving with their family. But here you're at an event where every single person in the stands is also a practitioner. And so there's this, and we struggle with this now as this thing's growing as a sport. But the community is struggling, and we have trouble with our semantics and our words because everyone views it kind of as theirs. And I'm wondering what you felt there, being that if it felt anything different, because everyone has a little more stake in the game. After you turn off the football game, you go cook dinner and put your kids to bed. But with CrossFit, it's not like that. It's like it's everywhere in your life if you're a practitioner.
That's a really interesting point. I would say the term that comes into play, that everybody that was at that venue, the athletes, the fans, the people running the events, all the felt like thousands of volunteers.
Yes. Yeah.
Everybody is all in. That's the term I would use. And to be able to have that all in dynamic that just was part of that venue. I mean, you could bounce around quickly and capture all of it. I mean, the stories and the passion and the commitment to the sport were everywhere. We're everywhere.
Yeah.
And, in a way, when I was working on this MBA project, I'll use as an example over the summer. I mean, I'm bouncing all over the country, getting interviews and looking for the best way to manufacture stories. But it was all there. It was self-contained.
Yeah.
And that really made it fertile ground for storytelling. And it is, sometimes you have to, I'm going to be careful how I use this term. Sometimes you need to maybe elevate the narrative, or you create drama that you might not have necessarily captured, but you have to find a way to amplify a moment. But in CrossFit, it was all there. Another term that comes to the fore for me is just the authenticity of being an event like that. There was nothing that was fabricated about it. It felt exceedingly real. And again, the crew that I had there was about 10 folks, and done pretty much any sport you can think of. And they were working 12, 14-hour days, along with you folks, along with all of us. And they didn't complain for a moment. Hey, they were taken in by it.
Oh, that's great to hear. Hey, what did you think? You've seen a lot of events run, and you got to see, obviously, with the access you had, the nuts and bolts of the event. What grade would you give sort of what you saw back there in terms of the organization, the timeliness, the logistics? What was
I
your?
would say close to an A. Yeah, I think there were. it felt like it was run with military precision.
Mm.
And I know there are some people involved in CrossFit that have a military background, so that's not really a stretch. Right. So I do feel that. I mean, I'll be candid and say there were a few times that maybe, if I was going to do the CrossFit Games again, I would like a different camera position. I mean, I did feel like I learned from the experience. In any time that you do an event, like I do the U.S. Open every year, tennis, and every year we do a post-mortem. What can we do better? How can we elevate our game? Okay. And there are definitely, and what do we need to ask? And I'll use, the USTA to help us elevate it. And in this case, CrossFit, what conversations can I have with a Dave Castro, with a Boz, with a whomever to elevate a game now that we have one CrossFit Games that's under our belt, right? And because you're always looking to, yes, if we're not learning from our experiences, we're not living. I mean, that's just kind of the way I look at it. And while I give it a solid like A to A minus in terms of our level of execution, there are definitely a few elements of it that I would like to change. Like, you folks were on the floor for, you had a camera position that was on the floor, right? I mean, our cameras, there just wasn't space for us on the floor. So maybe in a future year, that could be something that, that can be discussed to get more intimate imagery.
I would give you guys an A, by the way. I was specifically talking about CrossFit Inc., Dave Castro, Adrian, Heather. How do you think they ran? Like when you see that event?
Oh, no.
And all the moving pieces.
That's what I was talking about with the military precision.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I was really, really impressed with the timeliness of it. And, there was a lot of, we never felt lost.
It's a lot of moving parts, right? Even with Rogue and Bill and Katie. I mean, it's so many moving parts. It's not like football where the field's set up and you go.
Yeah. And as you see from the film, we had we checked in with Boz kind of every morning and did a morning maybe preview / maybe affirmation. And, what he told us was going to happen that day happened that day. Of course, again, I know there's another scene that folks will talk about too, which was a fascinating scene because you can't, which shows this is not WWE. This stuff is not scripted. So when Roman got injured and was considering whether he was going to continue on or whether he wasn't, and to be in on that conversation with the doctor and Castro and Boz, and to see how that all went down, and that's some inside.
Yeah, that is some really inside
stuff. But I thought it was all handled, quite professionally. And but again, I think that's a revealing moment.
Yeah, you're not going to get that in the NFL. They're not going to let you in the room, right, with Mahomes where they're deciding what they're going to do about his ankle.
No, you're just not getting. In the NFL, having a tremendous amount of respect for what NFL Films has built. I would make a strong argument that they're a big, since the 1960s, and they're a big part of the NFL culture and actually created a genre.
Right.
In my opinion. So, yeah, but there are a few things that are sacrosanct, let's call it, and you probably won't get in on. But that moment when that decision was made, that wasn't for the cameras.
Right. Yeah, that was a wild moment. That was a wild moment. There is no Dave Castro in the movie. And normally he's sort of the glue, and I noticed that you guys used Adrian. By the way, his voice sounded fantastic. That was every time Adrian came on, I was like, oh, they really nailed his voice. Was there a specific reason you guys didn't use Dave?
I mean, we had a conversation with Dave before the games, and just made he obviously is running the games, is a super busy guy during the event, that we made the decision that we weren't going to film a lot with him. And we also knew that you were around him a lot. So if we really needed any thing from, from Dave Castro that we could go there, but ultimately felt that we could tell the story of the 2023 games where he wasn't as prominent as some other individuals. I mean, obviously the moment we just talked about with Roman's injury, he was in on that conversation.
Right. I know for many years he's asked not to be a part, and I always kind of insist that he's a part. Was he hesitant? Because he has this line, "It's not about me. It's not about me." Was he like? Did you get that vibe from him that he wanted to give other people a chance? Would you say it was more his decision or your decision?
I mean, it was a discussion, but I also think back to something I said, at the start of this interview, this all came together pretty quickly.
Right.
And
June. I mean, yeah, very quickly.
I mean, it was a fire drill for us to get involved. And Tyson, Castro, Gabby, anybody I spoke to about, let's focus on which athletes could be good potential subjects for you. And by the way, that original list, that original conversation, we were looking to speak, to represent the different maybe archetypes that were there. So for every, maybe Annie that is, let's just say, an established veteran, to the Olivia Kersteiner, we wanted to show that full spectrum. And that was our focus. And you tell me, but I think that's a big reason why people love these CrossFit docs is to, is to underscore, is to illustrate the personal journey of these athletes and the people that are around them. So that was really the priority for us.
Yeah, the Kerstetter storyline was great. She was great. She came across. You guys did her right. She came across so good in the film. She was a great character.
Yeah, I mean, we really enjoyed, and I know this. We really enjoyed dealing with everybody, and even Laura Horvath. She gave us some freaking gems, along the way. Like, I'm here to F stuff up, or or the Barbie line. I mean, there was some, she made her presence felt in the film.
You guys were there this last year to film another doc, correct?
I was personally not there, but yes, the people that I'm affiliated with were there filming.
David, will that come out? Will there be a documentary?
I'm not sure. That's not really my decision. That's a CrossFit decision. So
yeah.
I'm going to kick it over to them.
Okay. So that's interesting. I know it's a sensitive subject. Let me just tell you a quick little story. So I'm teaching my son how to edit and to film, right? So we went fishing the other day, and it was his first time fishing, and he put the pole, and it was one of those fishing lines where it has like 6 hooks on it, and you just lower it off the wharf into the Pacific Ocean, and then you feel a little tug, and you reel it up, and there's little sardines on it, right? I have 3 little sons. One of my sons catches the hook in the other kid's head. So I stop filming, and I'm working with some other adult to pull the hook out of the back of my son's head. And we get in the car, and I tell my son, I said, I want to tell you something, what a shitty documentary filmmaker your dad is. And he goes, why? I'm like, because that was the pivotal moment that I should have just sucked it up and been present and filmed and let the other adult pull the hook out of the head. And we would have had a really great story. I mean, it was a little hook. It would make for a fabulous documentary, wouldn't it? This last year. I mean, just strictly, if you could just turn off the emotional parts or what's politically correct. I mean, what an incredible moment. We're trying to find the fittest human being in the world, and a man passed away doing it. I mean, this is truly supposed to be a hard event. I mean, it's a hard conversation to have.
It really is, and again, I mean, I wasn't there, so I didn't experience it personally.
Right.
But from obviously the crew members that were there were in constant contact with me, as I happened to be over in London at the time on another project. So I was getting, yes, I remember exactly where I was when I heard about the tragedy, and just brings you to your knees, really.
Yeah.
I would just say that there is definitely a way to put together a film, but I do I think if you're going to do that, there is great sensitivity, yes, and how you would put it together. And I do think part of that would be what measures are being taken as a result of the tragedy would need to be put in there. But again, that is not really my decision. That's a CrossFit decision, and I respect whatever outcome they arrive at. I mean, if there's a decision to not do it because it's just feels inappropriate, or then I would respect that. But if there's a conversation to be had about how to put it together in a way that would, properly tell that story in a sensitive and meaningful way, not just looking at what happened, but what are some of the machinations, what are some of the changes that are going to be made as a result of what happened. And that is far beyond my pay grade on this one. That is squarely a CrossFit decision. And but we were there for the full event. We did not leave. And we captured footage
all the
that,
way to the end of the event. You continue.
yeah.
So it's in there is a film in the can. I mean, you think other sports, people climb Mount Everest, people die all the time. There's movies on it. There's bike races where people die. I mean, every sport there's someone tries to swim across the English Channel and they die, and there's a documentary on it. So there are all of these documentaries. I guess the difference would be no one expects anyone to die necessarily at the CrossFit Games, whereas if you're climbing Mount Everest, that is what you're up against. You're up against your mortality, not just the mountain, but like, hey, you're doing something that's truly dangerous. Skydiving, wingsuit jumping, all those things. I mean, there's just so many documentaries about people dying. Anyway, my vote for whatever it's worth is that it comes out. But like you said, like I don't have a vote, but like I'm a purist. I think like shit, you got it in the can, you filmed it. Let's hear the story.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fair point. I mean, my only feeling on this as a filmmaker is if the decision is made to move forward and put it together, I would not feel comfortable making any money on it.
Oh, interesting.
I would feel yes, obviously would need to cover the production costs of putting it together, but in terms of making a profit,
why do you say that? Because someone died? It feels something.
Yes, that's.
Could you explain why that's inappropriate philosophically, or is it just a feeling?
It's just a feeling more than anything. It's just my my overall worldview. I mean, if it's decided that it's important a story to tell, then I feel like, okay, let's have a discussion. But there are plenty of projects where profits or proceeds go to a charity or something of that ilk. And I mean, I have never covered an event or documented an event when somebody passed away, in the middle of it. So I don't really have a roadmap. So it's just my personal feeling on the subject, which could be rendered moot because if the decision is made to not make it. Then I respect that position on CrossFit Inc. Yes, as a filmmaker, I completely get what you were saying, but to me, I think being respectful of those that are profoundly affected by what happened there should reign paramount.
Dixon, yes, let's extend the negative media coverage of the tragic event. He's being facetious. Hold on, let me write this down. Don't cover World War II. Sorry, I'm writing down all the things, Dixon, that we shouldn't cover that people died in. Don't cover World War II. Don't cover Vietnam. Right? Is that what you're saying, Dixon? That if someone dies, it shouldn't be covered? This is absurd. Don't ever cover F1 racing anymore. This is absurd not to cover something just because someone died. This is an absurd argument that we all. This is. Let me tell you, Dixon, what it's more like. It's you avoiding the uncomfortableness of death. It's not the negativity. And let me tell you, there's two things. We all come into this world through a woman's legs, and we all get buried in the ground. So if you're uncomfortable with it, I understand. You don't have to watch the movie. The Cena movie. Yeah, they shouldn't have made that. Great movie, right?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Comments are wild, right? Internet's wild. In 1989, when you made the Michael Jordan film, what did you guys shoot that on?
That's such a great question. Asked that in decades. I'm going to say, I'm not even sure that beta tape format had been created yet. I think it's 3/4 cassette, a 3/4 tape, and we were very fortunate. I mean, I was 23 years old when we were doing this. There I go. You can do the math. And we're working with a legendary a director of photography by the name of Barry Winnick. And one of the moments that I do remember from the production there is we were with Michael Jordan's gym teacher. I think Michael Jordan's high school basketball coach that cut him.
Wow.
And Barry, who was a lot more senior to us, we asked a question. This is such a great lesson for filmmakers out there. We asked a question. We got an answer from the coach that cut him. And then Barry whispered in the ear of the interviewer, said, "You got to ask that again." Sometimes you got to ask a question three times in order to get. And then he said, "Yes, I'm the guy that cut Michael Jordan." And, this is a very memorable a moment from that project. But I mean, to think about all the game tapes were on 3/4 tape as well. And time code had yet to be created. So you had to zero the counter and go, at 32 minutes and 17 seconds is when Jordan dunks on Patrick Ewing or something like that. Just the emergence of technology is mind-blowing on how,
and you needed millions of dollars worth of equipment in a big air-conditioned room just to look at that tape. And now someone can just pull it up on their laptop next to you, right?
Yes. By the way, cut to the CrossFit film. So I'm based in New York. The editor is based in LA. We had the technological ability for me to sit in virtually on his session. He didn't even have to send me a link sometimes, okay? And we could go over things, okay? Now, yes, I love going out to LA, and I definitely made 1 or 2 trips to sit with him on it, but that's where we're at. Everybody has their home edit systems, and I mean, that NBA project that I mentioned, we had editors in the UK, we had editors in LA, and we had me in New York.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I was right in this room dealing with it, and it is incredible. And, so, yeah.
David, there was a moment that I think a lot of us missed that you guys touched on in the movie, but it was hard to get footage of it. It was during the bike race, and there was a lot of tension between Lazar Jukic, Justin Medeiros, and Luke Parker. They were riding the bikes, and there were some collisions. And you guys touched on Justin's crash. Was there more to that? Like, I'm guessing that was one of those decisions, like, hey, should we blow this up and make this drama, or should we leave it out of the film? Was that one of the tough spots? I was kind of guessing that was a tough spot to decide how far to take that, because it was really tense. There were some fuck yous and I'll beat your ass kind of shit being said.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, obviously that track, that was the first event of the CrossFit Games, correct?
Yeah. Was it the first? It was one of the first. It was early. Okay.
It was the first. And we were trying to find footage of the actual collision and the crash. And it was like the Zaputa film for us. We could not. The broadcast cameras didn't catch it. Our cameras didn't catch it. We asked, we asked to take
It was
a look
right
at.
in front of me. It was 20 feet in front of me, and it was on the straightaway. And so I'm like, why would there ever be a crash on the straightaway? So I didn't film it. I feel like a complete idiot.
Well, listen, I'm not going to beat you up on that, but it's but the point being that it was difficult to fully tell that story when we didn't have the inciting incident.
Right.
Right. And I know that Justin Medeiros comes around and kind of he dusts himself off. He goes, "Well, that was interesting," but we didn't. There wasn't a. We didn't really feel like we had the coverage to flesh out that moment.
There was some discussion, just on a side note, as a fan, there was some discussion that the accident, Justin bumped his head on that accident, and that may have affected his entire weekend. I mean, I haven't heard. I mean, that's just rumors. That's just internet talk. But
well, I guess if I'm not mistaken, right, he was back-to-back champ heading into.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we went with him to the trailer, right? Like right before the event, and we met Papa and Mama Medeiros, which I thought really helped to dimensionalize him and his family. I thought that was, but yeah, he definitely got off to a slow start, it appeared. But like Roman was reigning, right? I mean, Roman was just, and that's another fascinating aspect of this. And this is just our inexperience in covering CrossFit, I guess. I think it was after day 2, we were looking at each other at dinner, and we were like, "Game over, right? This thing's over, right? I mean, come on, right?" I mean, is it? And when we really showed our naivety, and I never. And then meanwhile, of course, Pat Vellner does make the podium again, and Jeff Adler does his thing. So, it was a real. But I am very proud of our filmmaking team, and again, through the guidance and very transparent communication with Tyson, that we were always felt like we were in the loop and knew where to be and when.
Outside of all this, just you as a person, David, you've been filmmaking since 1989, when probably even earlier. So when you first started making films, there was a very narrow avenue for the film to make it out to the world to see, right? Public access to the TV stations that every community had, to the big screen, right? Or something in between, but there weren't a lot. And so if you were going to make something, the chances for someone to see it, if you were an aspiring filmmaker, were your family in your living room, or maybe the entire world, but it was a really narrow pipeline. And then we all know what happened. YouTube comes around in, I don't know, 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, whenever that is. And sort of this, everything is just out there. And I have this kind of theory that, and then social media, 2012 Instagram comes around, and now everything's just out there. I see a group of people, but by then you and I are older and we're kind of established with who we are, right? We're kind of solidified and we're curmudgeons and we're just who we are. I see this new group of, so when I see comments, they don't really affect me for some reason. Like I suspect that they're affecting other people. Because I'm just the cheap way to say it is because I'm old. Do you feel that way about yourself? Like when you look at your younger peers and you see how they're affected by social media or negativity or all the comments, because there's so many eyeballs on every little thing that they do, and just the way the whole medium has become accessible for everyone to watch and create as many times on demand whenever they want, that generation is going to have a whole shitload of problems to deal with that we're not going to have to deal with?
Ooh, man, that's a loaded question.
Like, does it affect you? Like before, it was just like, you know what I mean? You open up Variety and they're like, this documentary is not as good as I was expecting. And you're like, ouch. But now it's like 200,000 people commenting, weighing in. I mean, people, like I said, no one's saying anything negative about the documentary you made. People are just upset. The Lazar incident, shit from the Lazar incidents landing on your documentary. I mean, it's just chaos. It's a fucking food fight.
Yeah. I mean, I've, using this documentary as an example. Well, first, you mentioned how the industry has changed, right?
Yeah.
Well, this Michael Jordan project that you mentioned, Come Fly With Me.
Yeah.
The top-selling sports home video, yes, of all time. What does that really mean anymore? No one really What's a
Right.
whole video?
Wow.
That's a
Wow.
whole video, right? It is like tying your shoelaces. It feels like it's antiquated, right? And so I really feel that, we put that project out and then didn't, besides a few reviews here and there, so be it. And then I cut to this CrossFit doc, right? And the CrossFit doc is a very passionate fan base. I think we've established that. I've learned that.
Yeah. 35 years after the Jordan doc.
Yeah. And, somebody sent me a podcast. I think it's from Andrew Heller, or is that his name?
Yep.
Right?
Andrew Hiller. Yep.
Yeah, Hiller. And he did a diagnostic on the documentary and mentioned my first name a few times and had some inside information that he shared with his audience, and which was interesting. And then he was kind of reading comments from people as they go. Most of them were positive. A couple of them were not as positive. There was one or two things that was said in the podcast that I didn't agree with. I mean, that was part of that podcast I didn't agree with. For example, there was brought up that the Roman moment was, we gave it too much heft. And I kind of scratched my head on that one. I said, wait a minute. So if I've been to all these events in my life and it struck me in that way, wouldn't the CrossFit community feel the same way? I mean, I not know enough about the history of the CrossFit Games to understand that moment transcended sport.
Right.
Okay. And that's the only comment that I read that maybe I had a reaction to. Okay. Because I actually felt that we gave
Did you cry there on the floor? I cried. I felt water was coming out of my face.
Not only cried on the floor, I cried the numerous times that we looked at it in the edit.
Yeah, it is intense. I felt my tear ducts turn on when I was watching the movie. I was like, oh shit, this is intense.
So my point being, somebody has that opinion.
Yeah.
You're entitled to it. I don't agree with it, but I'm okay moving on. Does it have any impact on my career? Is it going to keep me up at night? No. And I just think, that with the proliferation of social media, that kind of comes with the territory. To me, I try to view it as a focus group, a passionate focus group. And a lot of the comments that Andrew Hiller was reading were positive about the doc. And I appreciate that. And there's certain nuances they were getting into that I didn't have the historical context to fully grasp. They were talking about Danielle Brandon had that coach when she was in the water bath, in the ice bath, and she's saying that she wasn't ready for the games, and she's no longer with that coach, and she might have been having a relationship with that coach. I mean, that's stuff that we did not, but that's part and parcel, I think, to the CrossFit community, is they know all the ins and outs. They know all the intricacies. So there's nothing that really tweaked me. On the NBA project that I just finished, and there was a lot on Twitter about it. Again, I find most of it kind of interesting to read. And, and if you can detach your emotions from it and just say, okay, this is a focus group, and I'm going to marinate on what I'm absorbing, and, because ultimately it's like, if that show comes back for a season 2, what could I do differently? That might be more appealing to the audience. And so you try to take it as a learning tool, with the caveat that everybody's got an opinion, and not everybody's a filmmaker, and not everybody understands the machinations of putting together a film like this. So, I tried to, I take it in, but I do my best to not be as emotionally triggered by it.
2020. This year, will there be a doc this year? Do you know?
For CrossFit?
Yeah, for the
Yeah, I'm
2025
not aware.
CrossFit Games. Okay.
I'm not aware. I mean, that's a CrossFit decision. I don't think they've made an announcement really either way on it. So, you know, um, so if I'm contacted about it, then I'll have a conversation with CrossFit HQ. If I'm not, there's plenty of other projects that I'm involved in right now that I look forward to, to engage.
David, have you seen any of the SUV-sized drones flying around the eastern seaboard that we keep hearing about?
No.
Have you heard this story that's broken in the last 5 days?
No, but I've also been inside for the majority of those 5 days
okay.
because of this.
All right, don't turn on the news. There's these reports, and the Pentagon's been reporting on it that they don't know what it is, and Congress is up in a steam, and there's over 100 drones over the size of SUVs flying around the eastern seaboard, all over Jersey, New York. It's a trip. It's a trippy story. It's a bizarre story.
Wow. All right. Well, I need to check out the stories about that. In fact,
or I need to watch less news.
Well, that's a rabbit hole that I will show restraint and not go down. Yes,
brother. Congratulations. The movie is absolutely fantastic. Anyone, those athletes and the fans are so lucky that you took the time. I know it's your life, it's your human energy. You gave it to that project. You did a great job. Forever. Like you mentioned, Annie, and as you went through the names, and Tia and Chandler and Sean Woodland and Chasing them, just all the people that you've captured. It's forever for them. It's forever for the world and for CrossFit. But we are so lucky that people make documentaries about this, fringe sport that presents larger than life. And I really appreciate what you did, man. It's really, really good.
Well, thank you. And the only other thing I'd say in closing, yes, I want to give a shout out to all the athletes that opened up their homes and their hearts and their minds to helping us tell their story. I have great gratitude for each and every one of them. And it was our honor, man. I'm telling you, man, I was just having a conversation kind of earlier this week about this very subject. When you have characters that are willing to be open and vulnerable, don't screw it up, man.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm at with it, man. It just was, we were given great materials to work with, and I like to think we played some role in that, and then we put it together. So, great gratitude for all those folks, and for the particular folks at CrossFit that help us navigate through the process.
Awesome, brother. All right. Have a great day. Stay warm.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers. David Check, director, producer of the new CrossFit Games documentary. It's on iTunes now. Watched it last night. Great show, man. I don't know. It's beautifully shot. Doesn't hurt that I have a monstrous TV and that I watched it with my family, but it was great. I really enjoyed it. I was giving a play-by-play of it to the homies, and that's when someone texted me. They're like, dude, should I watch it? I'm like, dude, I'm so happy I'm watching it. I noticed some interesting things. Tia comes across great in it. Sean Woodland comes across great in it. Laura comes across like just a world-class bitch. Holy shit. It's hard to tell what the movie, he brought up a kind of a valid point. It's hard to tell what the movie's actually telling you versus what you're bringing to the movie, because we all know so much. CK Kevin, I want to explain this to you. And Kevin, I apologize because it's not really not your fault. So Sevi doing the Wooly challenge or not, I want to explain something to you. There is no fucking Wooly challenge. I'm going to pull your name down. So because I'm going to be nice if I see your name. There is no fucking Wooly challenge. Do you fucking understand that? This fucking guy said he wasn't going to do the open. Fucking ass pounded him into oblivion until I prolapsed his anus. Then he had a pretty fucking touching moment where he said, hey, basically CrossFit fucking saved my dad's life. And I am going to do the open. And then he turns and says, hey, will you give $500 to my gym to help the fucking class? And yeah, I'll do that. That's it. That's all that happened. I can't be doing something and you're like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And then I'm like, you're a pussy. And then the guy's like, I'm going to challenge you. What do you mean you're going to challenge me? I'm already going to fucking do it. You just asked me for $500. I'm basically paying John Woolley $500 to do the fucking open. That's what's happening. Now, listen, if I was a dickhead, which I'm not, I'm the fucking coolest guy that's ever fucking walked the planet, except for Tyson Bagent's dad, Travis Bagent. If I was a dickhead, when Doc Spartan offered to throw $1,000 on it, and Pat Lang offered to throw $500 on it, I would have been like, yeah, totally. Then Woolie'd be fucked because then he'd have to put up $2,000. What if I did that? You know, when you're playing, like I play poker with my kids with chips, my kids will be like, I'm all in, and they like they put in like $800 all their money and fuck the whole game up. The fucking John Woolley challenge. You know, fucking challenge me. I was already fucking the open. I was already doing the fucking open. He ain't challenging me. He's got his hand out. He's asking for $500. He's begging. I would give it to him. That being said, I dusted off the rower yesterday. I don't want to look like a complete douche. Oh my God. I in the CrossFit doc, at one point I'm watching it. My wife goes, oh, look, there you are with your man bun. But all I could see was my gunt. This sweaty shirt sticking to that fucking 6-inch roll of fat that sits between the base of my cock and my belly button. It was disgusting. So that's that. Hi, I'm Dan Guerrero. I have a comment to make. You 50-year-old men fight like little girls. And I love watching it. I love watching it because I have a tiny dick. Yeah. So wait, if that guy was 23 in 1989 and 23 plus 35 is 58, that guy's 6 years older than me. That guy looks like he's fucking 10 years younger than me. The fuck is going on? He needs to drink some more spicy margaritas or something. The fuck is going on with that? Yeah, thank you. Just like Dice Clay said, I do the fucking. Oh, I'm David Weed. I think I caught you being inconsistent. Heidi, watch this one. I don't care about the comments. I got you there. Oh, I'm going to post it twice. Next, you're going to find me a fucking photo of me butt fucking your mom, David. And you're going to be like, I thought he didn't like anal. Someone Google that. Sevon butt fucking David Weed's mom. See and go to images. See what you get. No, it's not going to be streamed. This is the last time I'm going to fucking talk about it. Is it going to be streamed like Roe versus Boz? No. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. I viewed the competition offered as an olive branch opportunity to try to embrace Sevi's fitness somehow. So would just stake. I don't know what the fuck you're saying. No, butt stuff is disgusting. What do you mean you're on the fence with butt stuff? Listen, dude, you lick asshole, Cole. Be honest. You wrote in the comments, you called fucking one of my guests a whore. We already know, we've established that you are you do butt stuff. Butt stuff. That is disgusting. Yeah, you caught some strays, huh, Heidi? This fucking dipshit called me a fucking misogynist online. This fucking overt woman. These fucking women haters. Wooly fucking hates the female form, hates the woman, a woman's body, can only simp to them. See, you know how you know when someone hates a woman? It's the same way you know when someone's racist. They dim their light around those people, but inside, it's a liberal mindset, but inside they're dimming it because they think they're better than them. You know what I mean? They don't bring their full self to the situation. That's Wooly's he doesn't know how to do that around women. He doesn't know how to do that around because he thinks he's better. He thinks they deserve some sort of gentility, like they're fragile or something. Like you can't be like, nice tits. And like somehow he thinks that's misogyny. It's like he's so fucking clueless. And what sucks is I'm probably going to get beat by a retard in the fucking open. I'm just fucking reeling from that. Oh, hold on. Where am I going? Oh, Baby Beast. Let me see. Oh, Baby Beast posted something. God, I really don't like. Speaking of misogynist, if you want to call me, I really don't like this angle. I don't want to stare into your fucking. I mean, I love you, Kylie, but I don't want to stare into your hoo-hoo. On a photo, couldn't you just sit with your legs crossed or something? I just don't. I hate that fucking camera angle. I'm David Weed. I'm gonna write right now. Sevy's gay. Look, he's already typed it up. Now he's not sure whether he should hit return or not. Just get like, why this camera angle? This fucking. Okay, here we go.
For this trip to Texas are the ladies, the girls, Naked Heidi and Baddie Brianna. Love Heidi because she does CrossFit and jiu-jitsu, and she wrote a children's book and she wants to do comedy. And then Baddie Brianna, CrossFit. Are you a rower? Did I see your profile? But she's dating a dude in the NFL, and I want to learn more about that shit. What do these fucking 20-year-olds do these days? Because I just want to learn stuff. What are they doing? Maybe I could write some jokes about that.
Jesus Christ Almighty, Jesus Christ! What the fuck is that? Okay, so Heidi is the front runner. That position looks uncomfortable. Yeah, it's uncomfortable for me to look at. I just stare at her tits the whole time in her face. Let me see. Yeah, thank you, David. Thank you. Someone sent me this account yesterday on Instagram. I think it's called Stretch Master. Stretch Master is a crazy fucking account. It's a satire account of a man who stretches women. Oh, okay. Thank you, Souza. God, I love sponsorship money. Oh, yes, please. Oh, that's great. Kylie's going to come back on. We're going to hash this out. I need to ask her about that angle. I want to redesign her whole Instagram to less is more. I mean, what do I know? There's so many fucking disgusting dudes out there. But like, you're going to attract what you fish with, right? The episode, CK Kevin, I was going to watch that episode, but I'll pass after that. It's actually a great episode. She's really good. She's a good talker. Heidi was great. I was actually, Souza was like thinking like that it would be great to maybe do a dating show with her and Heidi. It was just funny having Heidi on the phone, and then she just pops in once in a while and talks. We'd need another phone line. We would need it so like we could have two phones. It was pretty funny. Is that who's attracted to that shit? Betas? I mean, Hey. Tonight is Binge Bros. By the way, I'm going to a libtard party today. It's going to be fucking crazy. And I'm not drinking. I'm going to try not to drink a fucking sip. I have to go there at it's going to be a big one. It's going to be a who's who of libtards in the area. It's going to be interesting. I might have to work the defibrillator. I think I'm going to be the only person there who's not triple boosted, quadruple boosted. John Woolley's a real inspiration to me. Yesterday I had 3 steaks. 3 steaks. Shit my brains out this morning. I had 3 steaks and 3 persimmons yesterday, and that's it. And I dusted off the rower. I rode for a minute and then rested a minute, and I did that 8 rounds, and I can't remember what I kept, like a 269 meters or 259 meters. Whatever I got at the end, I had like 2,200, just under 2,200 meters rode. It was pretty chill. I was like, okay, that's pretty easy. That was chill. I didn't go hard. I didn't want to fucking throw my back out. I think that it's basically like keeping like a 153 pace or something. You guys would know better than me. So then I went inside. I drank a cup of water. And then I was like, I'm going to go back out to the garage. I had lifted heavy for myself the day before. I was like, I'm going to go back out to the garage and test my engine out. So I set the timer for 2 minutes and tried to do 50 burpees. Holy fuck. Holy shit. My baseline is a mess. I thought it was going to be easy to do 50 burpees in 2 minutes. No way you can row. What does this say? No way you can row 2-minute 500 meter. Yeah, that's only 8. Wait, shut the fuck up. You don't think I can row 2,000 meters in 8 minutes? You're retarded. Thank you. Thank you, Don. I know Taylor did 500 burpees. I tried to do 50 in 2 minutes. I tapped at 90 seconds. I think at 90 seconds I was at 38. I thought for sure I was going to do it. I was like, this is fucking easy. I even filmed it. I was like, oh, I'm going to post this, me doing 50 burpees in 2 minutes. I'll try it again. And then. Okay, you guys are pissing me off. No chance Heavy can row 8 minute 2K. So now I need to burpees are gay. Thank you, David. Very, very consistent. So now I just got some. It's cool. I'll keep getting some metrics, get some baselines. That's good. Yeah, I know. Thank you, Brad. Thank you. I thought I was going to kill it. I got to 20. I was like, this is so easy. I'm not even breathing heavy. Then I got to 30. I'm like, okay, this is no problem. I haven't slowed down at all. And then fucking the wheels fell off the bus. Bro, my girl can row faster than you guaranteed. Cool. Great. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think I have a 745 in me. I mean, maybe if you were like, hey, there's $1 million on the line, I could go somewhere horrible. Or maybe like in 2 months if I warmed up. I mean, I literally had not rowed in fucking years. But I pulled the rower down yesterday and I told my wife not to put it away. I said, hey, just leave that thing down for the next 2 months in the garage. Jesus. You guys are great motivation. I appreciate it. Thank you, Dan. Thank you very much. Fantastic motivation. The comments are fantastic. All right. Oh, shit. I just realized something. Fuck. I was about to dig in and start a show. I don't know if I can do a show right now. I have to see what the fuck's going on in my real life. Oh. Oh, maybe I can start a show. Let me see what's going on here with the wife.
Good morning.
Hey, remember when you used to be? Hi, good morning. Is there a steak on the pan?
You like cold steak though, right?
Yeah, I'll take whatever. Anything that anything made with
There's
your
a-
love is for me.
Oh, it's got a lot of love.
Hey,
It's cold. From last night.
oh, okay, yeah, that one was great.
But
Hey,
I can heat
no,
it
you
up
don't.
too if you
No,
want.
you don't need to warm it up. It's good. Maybe just chop
Yeah.
off the fat and
Okay.
heat up the fat. Hey, remember when you used to hate it when I would tell people where I'm going after the show? Like you thought like one of the 17 listeners might go there and find me and hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't been worried about that in over a year.
There's no point in worrying, but and it won't matter anyway because you're still gonna do it.
Hey, am I taking the boys to skateboarding in 2 minutes?
Ari and Joseph are asleep. I haven't heard from Josh, but it's supposed to rain there, like 60% chance of rain.
Okay.
And so it was just raining there. It's probably wet.
Okay.
I don't know if it's worth going out there. What do you think?
No, I'm gonna I just texted on that thread. Boys are still asleep.
Oh, okay.
No,
I really just don't want everyone to know where we're going to be.
Not suggesting they care about OnlyFans. Wow. Kylie's saying some funny shit. She just texted me some funny shit.
Are you going to share it?
No, I want to, but I don't share really text messages. But maybe when she comes
Is she
on the
listening
show,
to the show right now?
She must be listening to the show right now. She's saying some funny ass shit.
Text me a screenshot.
She's weird funny. You know what I mean? Like I don't know why she's funny, but she's funny. Kind of like she has her own affect, like Tosh 0.0 or something. Do you know what I mean? Or Andrew Dice Clay, or she just has her own, like just who she is
She's
funny.
witty in her own way.
Yeah, like Theo Vaughn. I watched Theo Vaughn. I'm like, nothing this guy fucking says is funny. Like the other day, he's like, if I was a giraffe, I could let a male giraffe suck my dick and pretend like I don't see it because my neck is so long. And there's like 800 comments saying he's a comedic genius. I'm like, this is stupid. But his delivery is uncanny. It's so unique.
It's all in the delivery.
Yeah.
Well, a big part of it.
Remember that tonight when you're sleeping.
Yeah, I knew there was going to be some kind of comment after that one.
All right. I love you.
I set myself up. Love you too.
Okay. Call me. Just come get me or call me if you need me. Are you going to yoga or Pilates or anything like that?
I think I'm not going to go until like 12:15. There's a class. Is that cool?
Yeah. And we have the lib. Yeah, totally fine. And we have the lib party tonight.
That's tomorrow night.
Oh, so tonight it's just Binge Bros. I just have to watch the new Dexter.
Which I still can't find.
It's on Paramount, isn't it?
I don't believe you. Binge Bros?
No. Oh no, the Binge Bros is there. Paramount.
Oh.
But first, I think what Hiller and I are going to do is watch Dexter Original Sin on Paramount, now streaming. Is that premieres tonight? That premieres tonight. I can't miss that. They're only going to show that once before and then Hiller and I are going to go live.
Okay.
Oh fuck! Watch Dexter streaming. What's this new series called? Dexter Original Sin. Dexter Original Sin. What network is that going to be on? New prequel series. Season 1, episode 1, December 13th, 2024. That's today. I got to make sure I don't miss this. How do you know what time it's going to be on? I better call Andrew. Okay, love you.
Okay, love you. Talk to you later.
Bye. What is... How does this not tell me more? New series now streaming. Try it free. Clips. I better call Andrew. I better find out what the fuck's going on. I think he knows how to do TV stuff. So is it not on at a specific time? What's how do you do this? How does TV work these days? Hiller. Andrew Hiller. I should call Laura and tell her what. Hey, Laura, you come across like a real bitch in that movie. This party I'm going to tonight with the libtards, the guy, I love the guy whose party it's for. It's his birthday party. I fucking love him to death.
What's up? This is Andrew Hiller.
He's like one of my bestest friends in the whole world. Sevon, it's on demand streaming. But here's the thing. I hear you, but the way it was expressed to me is that it's tomorrow night. Oh, the party's tomorrow night. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Whatever. Details, schmeetails. The thing is I heard that this Dexter thing tonight, it's going to show at a certain time and it won't be on demand streaming until the 15th. Jesus Christ. I need to figure this out. I got to call my wife back again. Or I have to end the show and go run in there. I'm getting stressed out. Cheese and crackers, not Jesus Christ. Sorry, cheese and crackers.
Morning. Hi.
Oh, could you get Paramount on our TV set and then see if it's possible to stream that show, Dexter?
Oh no, I didn't end up buying it. I almost subscribed to it because I wanted to watch Lioness, but I figured out it.
Yeah, I'll take it out of your allowance. Go ahead and subscribe to it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
You guys think that it matters? You guys think that it matters whether the party's tonight or tomorrow night? You're out of your fucking gourd. You guys busy yourself with details in the brain that's completely ridiculous. Yeah, I think my wife's watching Lioness. She keeps telling me, when are we gonna watch this? This is good. Watch this with me. I'm not doing any more. I'm just doing Dexter, and then I'm only doing what Hiller watches. You guys keep the hard drive full of shit that shouldn't be in there. When parties are. It's ridiculous. If we can't ride your cock, then what fun are you? That's weird. But thank you. Okay. Try Travis. Oh, what is this? Oh, I think something's gonna be wrong with the audio. He's gonna sound like a robot. Gabe, what's up, dude?
What's up?
Hey.
What's going on?
Oh, you sound good. I thought you were gonna sound like a robot.
I know. I thought that usually got to wait until the phone connected right away.
I want to. I don't know what I want to do with my life right now. I'm at this. It's 8:37 a.m. on December 13th. I'm at this kind of crossroads.
Second you see your kids, that's all gonna go away.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, should I eat? Should I watch TV? Should I call Andrew?
Yeah, do it all.
Yeah, do it. The world is my oyster.
Heck yeah, it's always good to have those opportunities and options, right?
Yeah.
Thank God.
$2,000 for Kill Taylor this weekend. Holy shit!
I know. I'm excited. Hopefully someone calls and isn't lame.
He says he told me he's unbeatable this weekend. He said it's truly.
He says that a lot, doesn't?
Yeah, but he said I believe him. I believe him every time. He says it's.
I believe him every time too.
He said people are fucked tomorrow morning. He said it's so bad. He said it's completely unbeatable. I'm so excited.
Tell us what the workout is.
I don't even know. He didn't even tell me. We could call him and ask him.
Yeah.
But Bryson made a little. I wonder if we've posted that. Bryson made a clip saying that the workout's too hard. That it's just a show to watch. Don't even try calling in. Oh, I don't see it. Holy shit! We got Jenny from Dense Updates all over our Instagram now too.
She's really cool. I saw one of the. Now I'm starting to watch a lot more of her shows. For whatever reason, I never get updated whenever you guys post anything.
Oh yeah, isn't that weird? If I go to YouTube and if I go to YouTube when Sousa's live, it won't even tell me that he's live. It won't even offer it to me as an offering, let alone be notified.
I know, it's weird.
It's crazy.
Trying to put the man down. We got another 1 hour flash sale going on during Kill Taylor this week.
Do we know what time Kill Taylor is this week?
That's why I'm calling.
Oh, that's a great.
You're posted 6.
Okay, let me see. Next Saturday. Well, no, that's Pedro telling me he can't do this. Kill Taylor this Saturday will be at 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Perfect. That's 9 o'clock my time.
God, that's in less than 24 hours.
Oh, dude, hopefully we do give away the money, and hopefully people go to buy the new holiday mug gift set that'll be on sale during that hour.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. How is everything? How are the holidays? This is going to be your first Christmas with a baby at home.
Oh, I'm excited. I mean, he doesn't really know or get the concept of Christmas.
Right.
So it's more for like my parents and, my wife's parents type of thing. For the rest of the family, for us, it's next year, I think will be a good Christmas,
How old's the kid?
He'll actually, 4 months? Yeah, 4 months coming up.
I forget, when do they start rolling over? Do they roll over at 4 months yet?
He's practicing. He learned a new skill. He learned how to sit up.
Holy shit, dude. That's amazing. Don't you love that?
Bro, I was talking to Travis today, and it's like I can have all the problems in the world, and the second I walk home and just like see him, it's just like, whoop, gone. It's amazing.
You know when you're a little kid and like you get a dog and then you put your hand out and the dog puts its hand in your hand and you think it's the greatest thing ever. Like you think you taught your dog a trick, but every dog in the world knows it. That's what it's like when your kid sits up. You just can't get enough of it. You're like, hey.
Yeah, it's like everyone does it, but when you see him, you're like, holy crap.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Everyone should definitely have a kid if they want to.
Sorry, hold on a second.
Opinion.
Hey, dude, could I call you back when the podcast is over?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Bye. Okay, I'm back. That's the boss man.
We we're gonna do the holidays here at the house, spend it with my family, then go to her family's house and just keep it chill. Baby's only 4 months old. It's not like we could do much.
Will any of the storefronts be open on Christmas?
No. I'm a good dude, I guess. Hopefully. So we're closing on Christmas. I wouldn't want to work on those days. I remember when I had to work at like Best Buy or the movie theater on those days. It sucked.
But dude,
so I don't want to do the same thing.
It would be kind of fun to like if I was 18 years old, I would like to work at a coffee shop at like from 6 to 8 in the morning on Christmas morning.
Dude,
because people would
if
be
I lived
shocked.
closer to my shop.
Right, go ahead.
Yeah.
People will be shocked
if
that you're
I
open.
worked-
They'll come in, the vibe will be killer. You're giving people, their drugs that they need. You're dosing them with the caffeine. It would be a good scene. People would be like, "Oh my God, you're open! I'm so stoked."
I do share the same sentiment. And if I could be closer and not like an hour drive from my shop or, a 2-hour flight from Nashville,
Yeah,
I would be the person opening. Like I wanna do that.
It's cool, right?
Bring the kid there.
Yeah, exactly.
it's-
Bring the
it's a
kid, bring
vibe.
the wife. It's a total vibe. It's a total vibe. You're right. Total vibe. Kamala.
But just because I want to do it, doesn't mean that everyone else wants to. Everyone else wants to spend it with their family, and I'd rather give them that than, hey, you got to work.
Well, if I ever live next to
someone's coffee.
if I ever live next to one of your coffee shops, which I'm sure I will one day, me and the boys would like to get a Christmas morning shift.
Hey, we're just bring the whole pod. Bring the whole pod to New Jersey or Nashville.
Christmas at the Paper Street booth. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
it's gonna be amazing. But yeah, thanks. Tomorrow, remember, there's gonna be a flash sale of a cool holiday gift set while Kill Taylor is live. It might be live right now, by the way. I'm just throwing that out there if people want to go buy it before the price goes up after tomorrow.
You the man, Gabe. Thank you.
Talk to you, man. Bye.
All right, let's go see what let's just go see. I typed in Paper Street Coffee. I didn't spell out street. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Gift set holiday mug flash sale. It's up. It's up. So I guess this will be over tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Now's your chance. I know he should are you in Nashville? He should open the Nashville store. Christmas mornings are great. My dad owned a wine and cheese store, and I remember we would go there Christmas morning. I would go with him as a little kid. And if we opened up for just like 2 or 3 hours, the place would be packed and nothing else would be open. People would be just piling in. I fucking loved it. And I'd help people bottle. I'd bottle the wine in those little bags that are the shape of a bottle of wine. Tom Landry. I love Paper Street Coffee. Who doesn't? All right. I'm going. I have another show tonight on the Binge Bros. Do you guys want to see the station? Everyone's like, where's the station? The Binge Bros. Is that what it is? The Binge Bros. The Binge Bros videos. Oh, maybe I can't even find the YouTube station. YouTube. The Binge Bros. I think I subscribed to it. Does it have an E on the end? The Binge Bros. Django. Oh shit, you can't find it. You're fucked. When I watch the show today, Dexter, I'm gonna write down so many details and then just isn't that crazy? I follow that account and I still can't find it. Maybe I'm spelling it wrong. How do you spell it? Does anyone know how you spell it? Binge is spelled Binge. Yeah, all right. Well, that's the way I have it spelled. That is so crazy. I'll just spell it as one word with no spacing. Oh, found it. Found it. It's just all one word. Found it. Here it is. Look at. Oh, we got to schedule the show for tonight. There it is. Bam. I thought Dexter ended like 10 years ago. Yeah, it's back. Today it's back. Is there a competition this weekend? Some sort of CrossFit competition? Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. I'm gonna have to up the rent. I'm gonna have to up your rent, Wooly. Did he make another post? You guys want to watch this? Here we go. You would think you wouldn't try to tell a story so easily disproven, but here we are again. You can see how little Savon Matosian and Jenny feel about accuracy and truth. It's totally cool to disagree about my stance on the open, relying on the affiliates to drive part. What the fuck? I ain't reading that. Jesus criminy. Bunch of nothing again. Okay, here we go. Let's watch.
It's coming out of the Savant podcast about me. Here's what Jenny, aka Dense_updates, said I said.
Really, my issue with him saying that the open was just 3 workouts programmed by some a-hole in California was that he used it in that context in order to diminish the value of the open.
Now, here's what I actually said. Your participation absolutely improves your local community. The CrossFit Open is more of a local event anyway than it is a global event. The effectiveness of the workouts and community involvement almost relies exclusively on the affiliate's ability to drive engagement and community. Without an actively engaged affiliate, the Open is basically just 3 workouts given to you by some ass in California. So as you saw there, I was very
she nailed it, dipshit.
Clearly not diminishing the Open.
Holy shit, dude! Is this guy out of his fucking mind? Dude, you just fucking played the clip that fucking said you're clearly talking about Dave. Why didn't you say some asshole between my ears? How the fuck is this guy so retarded?
What I was doing was pointing out that the open workouts are just another workout for us unless your local affiliate gets engaged. You need a local affiliate that's actively engaged to make the open workouts more than just another workout. That's the entire point of community. Jenny.
Oh, thanks. Thanks.
Your updates are good. No one's disputing your right to share personal opinions. Share them all you want, but leaving out details like that one so you can paint a false narrative is lying. It's also manipulation, or a lot of you call it fake news. We have more lies coming out of the Savant.
Holy shit. This guy is out of his fucking gourd. Oh, and got Meredith Root here. Wow. John, yeah, exactly. This person nails it. My 2 cents from Joe Schmo with no skin in the game. John makes a valid point about the affiliate engagement being vital for the open for participation. Dude, that's not a good point. That's brain dead, fucking obvious, fucking like, duh, you fucking idiot. Yeah, and oxygen makes it so I can breathe. And standing up makes it so I'm not lying down. Like, he doesn't fucking say anything, and he's conflating the issues. All he can do is feel shit. He's just emotional. But then here we go. And Dense Upstates didn't lie about what you said. Your comment was diminishing the value of the open. God, it's not even worth fucking talking. It's like talking to a 3-year-old. You're like, did you steal that cookie? He's like, no. Where'd you get that cookie from? What cookie? The cookie that's in your hand. What are you talking about? Well, the cookie that's in your right hand. Cookie's not in my right hand. This guy is a fucking world-class fucking retard. Oh, how about this one? I watch Sevon sometimes. I enjoy your content. I don't get his obsession with you. Why does he care if you do the open or not? You're spot on here. Listen, dear John. Dear Mikey D, I don't care whether he does the open or not. I wish this motherfucker would not do the open. Listen, Mike, you fucktard. I'm not obsessed with him doing the open or not doing the fucking open. Thank you, Barry. Share the screen here. Oh, and my glasses. Thank you. This guy's a fucking maniac. You're in, and you were falling for his fucking dipshittery.
We have more lies coming.
Where is it? Where the fuck? Where are you, Mike? I watch Sevan sometimes. I enjoy your content. I don't get his obsession with you. Why does he care if you do the open or not? You were spot on here, and I never watched any of these dents upstate until this one. Again, why does she care if you... Dude. Holy fuck. Well, good job. No one cares if he does the fucking open. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. It was because this fucktard was campaigning against fucking other people doing the open, campaigning against people affiliating, and then he's on the other side. He's like, "Well, I'm an affiliate. That makes no sense. Why would I campaign against it? Don't affiliate. Oh, don't do the open. I'm not doing the open. Oh, I'm doing the open. I'm doing." It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. Well, you should have taken at least. Never mind. Anyway, thank you. Oh, I got Sevan again there. He said he didn't care about comments, and now he's bringing them up. I got him there. Tom Landry. Ho, 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 ho. Kevin. Oh, I'm dead. Good, great one, Weed. Yeah, I know they have no idea what the fuck's going on. David belongs over there too. He's conflating the idea of not caring about comments versus using them. What is it? What do you guys see? A cat? Let the dog out. Elise Carr Ridow. Your voices for other people are so good. I know. I saw Miss Root poster child for fucking better not. My wife got mad at me last time I picked on her. I need to leave her alone. Meredith, Meredith Root. When I pick on you, it disproportionately affects how much pussy I get in the evening. So I'm going to take it easy on you. Meredith, you're a fantastic woman. Blow job for me tonight. The kids are outside the studio saying that they see a cat on the roof. So I told them to let the dog out. All right. The distinguished gentleman, John Woolley, continues to bring good content to the show and allows for David Weed to be the smartest guy in the room. I just want to say before I show you this next clip, like, I really don't care about anything that's on the internet, man. Like, I just don't care. It doesn't affect me at all. I just want to tell you, like, I don't care. I only care what you guys think. You guys are my closest friends.
I'll start this off, since I'm the man of the hour, the man of the show. I want to ask LeBron, what does he mean by there's no party like a Diddy party? I truly want to know. And not only that, LeBron, how many Diddy parties have you actually been to?
This is Colby Covington. He's fighting this weekend in the UFC on Saturday. I don't know the exact time. It's going to be a great fight against Joaquin Buckley. It's going to be interesting. Colby's kind of he's a superstar in the UFC, but he's kind of at this pivotal point where, like, hey, has he crested over his prime? But he loves ass pounding LeBron, and the UFC is so great for letting him do this.
I'm really curious to know. And is that the reason you left social media? Because all the backlash you were getting for going to so many Diddy parties? It's just pathetic, man. People think this guy's a role model. He wants to defund the police, the most patriot people of America, serving and protecting our country. LeBron, you're a fucking scumbag, and I hope you get locked up in the same cell with Diddy. I'm gonna start this off.
Colby's extended his relevance for sure. Yeah, he's awesome. Colby's a man. I'm so glad. Yeah, God, he's awesome. Oh, is that true? LeBron says he's stepping away from the Lakers for personal reasons. No shit, he is. What's up, Blade? What's up? Hey, congratulations on the official transfer of the name. Damn, there's some shit stuck in the carpet here. Yeah, I was excited to see that on your Instagram. Congratulations, dude. That's really cool. That's fun. Keeps things interesting. What are you doing on the East Coast? Visiting family? A little family time? I have good news for you guys. For those of you who need 2 seats when you fly, Southwest Airlines is the airline for you. I was looking at their policy, thinking about getting all juiced up, getting on some tren, and I was wondering if my shoulders get any broader, I'm going to need 2 seats. Customers who encroach upon any part of the neighboring seat may proactively purchase the needed number of seats prior to travel to ensure the additional seats are available. The armrest is considered to be the definitive boundary between seats. You may review information about the width of passenger seats. Southwest will refund the extra seat purchased upon request after travel is complete. Please request your refund. So you can book 2 seats on Southwest if you feel like you need 2 seats. And then get a refund. What if you just are like me and you just don't want to sit by anyone? Is that enough reason, or do you have to be a fat fucking tub of shit? The purpose of the purchase of additional seats serves as a notification of a special seating request and helps us ensure we can accommodate all customers on the flight. Most importantly, it ensures that all customers on board have access to safe and comfortable seating. I mean, I wonder what the rule is. We have a long-standing policy designed to meet the seating needs of customers who require more than 1 seat. Customers who encroach upon any part of the neighboring seat. Oh, so maybe that's it. Maybe it's not if you're just a fucking prima donna like me. Huh. Learn how to book additional seats. Click this fucking thing. Select the pair. In the passenger field, indicate the total number of seats needed by selecting that number. I wonder, I wonder if you can, I wonder if there's any, someone needs to try doing this if you're not fat. But you just want to you just don't want anyone sitting next to you. Can I request a refund on my 1 seat? Yeah, try it. Fuck it. You never know. The Daily Mail, LeBron James is taking away time from the Los Angeles Lakers amid on-court struggles and off-court controversy this season. Wow. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I need to know what's going on. I better text Andrew Heller. What should I text him? Is the Dexter show live on Paramount now? All right. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you can get your refund from Southwest Airlines. I watched the show last night. I watched a show last night on YouTube about this chick who had sex with 100 guys in a 24-hour period. It was fucking disgusting. It was on YouTube, and the guy who made it's a world-class beta cuck too. It was truly, it was a bizarre film. How much money are OnlyFans stars actually making? This chick is now gonna, by the way, this chick's gonna sleep with 1,000. She's gonna claim she's gonna try to sleep with 1,000 guys in 24 hours. She's crying at the end of the documentary. It's a fucking mess. But there are some details in there where she talks about each guy gets like 5 minutes with her, and she basically blows them without a condom and then fucks them with the condom. And then the documentary filmmaker walks into the room after it's done, and there's just fucking condoms everywhere around the room. And the room, he says the room smells disgusting. And when the cameraman goes in the room, he gags a little bit. You can hear him gag. And the chick is really attractive, just a cute little blonde girl. But she's crying, and she says in the movie, I skipped through it. It's a 1 hour documentary. I probably watched like 10 minutes of it. I had my finger on the move forward 10 seconds button. And but I watched the end after the aftermath interview, and she's crying, and you think she's crying because she just went through this fucking horrible ordeal, right? She talks about after like the first 14 guys, she kind of disassociates. I don't even know what that means. When I think of disassociates, I think of like shit that happened to people who were in the Holocaust, right? Or people rape victims. So she says she basically disassociates after like 14 fucks. But he says, "Why are you crying?" And this was crazy. You know what her response was? She was crying. I mean, and she wasn't faking it. She was emotionally shaken, you could tell. And she was crying because some of the guys were having sex with her, and they'd be having sex with her for 3 minutes, and she'd tell them it's over. And they'd be like, "But I came all the way from This was going on in New York, I think, or London. I don't forget where it's happening. But basically, the guy would travel across I think it happened in New York, and guys had traveled from Europe to fuck her. And the guy's like, "I spent $1,000 to come here, and I didn't even get to finish." And she's like, "And those guys were guilt tripping me, and I felt like they weren't getting their money's worth, and I let them down." That's why she said she was crying. She said she was crying because she felt like she let them down. This is a crazy link showing how much this chick made $43 million in 2024 on OnlyFans. Is that possible? This chick made $67 million in 2021, 22, 23, 24 in 4 years on OnlyFans. This chick made $71 million. This shit is crazy. This chick's name is Black China, and she has Jesus earrings. Anyway, it was a crazy doc. She talks about at one point as the doc's getting over, she's like, "My eyes are burning," and he goes, from being just up for so long, and she's like, "No, just like all the semen that got in my face." She doesn't call it semen, she calls it something else. It is I wanted to fucking throw up. And the guy who made it was just a douche. I couldn't fucking stand him either. It made me I had secondary like dirt. You've heard of secondhand embarrassment. I had like secondhand dirtiness. They interviewed some of the guys who were like part of the 100 guys that fucked her, and they were interviewing one guy on a park bench, and while they were interviewing him, his hand was shaking. It looked like he was drinking a Topo Chico in a glass bottle or something in a glass bottle, and he went to try to take a sip of it, and he couldn't even drink it. Man, ugh. Jeremy World, why'd you watch that? Well, because your mom was over, Jeremy, and she wanted to watch it. And I always want to make her happy. Is she single? Yes, she is single. Great question. Yeah, I don't know who talked. Someone talked about it on their show, and then there was a link to the YouTube channel. So I clicked it, and then I just raced to the end to hear the interview. I just like scrolled to like the last 5 or 10 minutes and watched the exit interview. It was crazy. Any thought of it being like fun or exciting like goes away like in 5 seconds. I was like, oh, this is going to be interesting. Then it just turned to straight nausea. It was weird. Miss Ridow, my mom is not going to be happy when she hears you had Jeremy's mom over. Talk to my DEI department. I got to do what I got to do. Obviously she's an extreme, but STG, I've seen my friends say smaller versions of the stuff she said. Damn, I wish I knew what you were talking about. But do the people in the chat think they're just born like that? There's a culture of hurting women. I don't know if there's a culture, but there's definitely people who hurt women. There's people who hurt everyone. I wish some people in the chat would be more empathetic here. There's something seriously wrong with sexual culture that's harming so many young women. I think I see what you're saying. You're basically saying that I don't know what you're saying, but I will tell you this. It was fucking vile and disgusting, and I felt really bad for the girl because she doesn't seem like a bad person. She's not like just some dumb bitch. She's like it's fucked up. And I think that she says in there that her parents are okay with her and support everything she does, but it's like I mean, obviously I don't know, but the trauma of having 100 strange dicks in you, it seems like there would be something traumatic about having 100 dicks in you. Fuck, what do I know? I guess I would need to explain to me, but the libtard in me hated it. The way it made me feel, I wanted to throw up. It felt truly. I felt bad for. You know who I really didn't like in it, Brianna? She said she has a staff of 9, and it was those people I was kind of tripping on more than her. Like, hey, dude, is someone gonna talk to her? And she's kind of all alone. It's not like they're a support team for her. They almost. It's maybe it is worth watching. Something about it seems it's like crazy predatorial. It's weird. Pat Lang, this isn't human trafficking. No, this is a woman who chose to do something like this, and there are thousands of other women who choose the same shit. Of course, there's some awful human trafficking. Yeah, this isn't human trafficking, dude. This is her for doing something for her OnlyFans, getting just fucking filthy rich. But what I think what Brianna's saying is what brings a woman to a point in her life where she's willing to get railed by 100 cocks. She delivers a crazy line in there. She says it was just basically cock in, cock out. But she also gives each dude 5 minutes. Doesn't that seem like a long time to be fucking 100 strangers? She says some crazy shit in there. She's like, yeah, if they're ugly, I don't make eye contact with them. I'm like, if they're ugly? If? Yeah, small. And they kind of try to paint her as a small businesswoman. So yeah, I would recommend the CrossFit Games doc. I do not know if I would recommend finding this thing on YouTube. I'll tell you that. Ooh, I just got hungry. I better go eat another steak. With a condom, there ain't no way I'm busting in 5 minutes. Wow. Jesus Christ. No wonder there's paid porn sites. I always wonder, like, why would anyone need a paid porn site? You only need 10 seconds. Hey, what's up, Will?
Savvy, how you doing?
Good. Oh, hold on. You're popping. Hold on. Let me fix this again. The struggles of having a live call-in number. Hey. Hello.
I thought it was funny. I literally just turned it on and heard you talking about the chick who had the 100 guys. Had probably multiple 30-minute conversations about that. It got brought up at work, and we were, I think she needs to be locked up. But then also, what about the 100 dudes? That's like, what if you're number 57, right? Like, how does it feel to be him, right? Like, what type of person wants to be number 57? It's just crazy.
Hey, I fully get the excitement of it. Okay, I'm gonna go. There's this girl. She's gonna fuck 100 guys. I want to be a part of history. She's gonna do it in 24 hours. But the second you get there and see the reality of it, you should turn around and walk away. It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, you're a sick fuck if you're waiting in line. Like, you think it's like when you grab a number at like a deli?
Yes, that's the way I thought it was gonna be when I started watching it. It's not like that at all. It's fucking.
Wait, you watched it? There's footage?
I mean, you can't see the fucking, but there's like the build up to it, and then it's on YouTube. You don't see any of the fucking.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
There's the build, and I just skipped to the last 10 minutes. I watched probably like the first 30 seconds to get the premise, and then I went to the last 10 minutes and watched all the exit interviews. And if you have like, if you're like half a human being, your heart breaks.
Oh God, isn't it like this was her trial run too for 1,000?
Yeah. I don't.
And wasn't she like crying?
Yeah, she's crying. But you know why she says she's crying, dude? She says she's crying because she thinks some of the guys weren't satisfied.
What?
Yeah, it's bizarre, dude. It's bizarre. And she's not a moron either. Do you know what I mean? Like, you kind of hope she's just this vapid, like, she's
that's
not.
like, I'm gonna get a world record. Like
yeah, she's like, she's all there. It's tough. It's brutal.
Oh God.
And she's surrounded by people. Like,
is she getting paid? Like, is Blue Chew endorsing
dude,
this
I
thing?
think she's
like,
a multi-millionaire on OnlyFans. I think she has a huge OnlyFans account.
Oh, okay. So this is just like, let's grow the brand.
Yeah.
This is the equivalent of Taylor and Bryson doing, what was it, 5,000 burpees or 1,000 burpees the other day?
25,000 burpees.
25,000,
100,000,
right?
100,000 burpees. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's funny. I didn't think about that. Yeah, they did 1,000 burpees. This chick's gonna fuck 1,000 dudes.
Back and forth. Yeah.
It was so different. Like, I've heard about like there was some chick who was gonna set the world record for most people to have sex with in a year, and I remember reading the article. It was so different reading the article versus watching the video. I'm telling you, the video is fucking crazy. And there's, like I said, there's no sex in the video. You don't actually see anything.
Do you think any of the thousands were a CrossFitter?
The 100? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
You think at least one was?
Yes. That's a great question. Yes.
She knew which one was a CrossFitter, right?
Yes.
Crazy shit.
He was the one that called screamed Fran when he came.
Yeah. PR.
Hey, what if the goal was to sleep with the fucking 100 dudes in 24 hours, and then you find out like dude number 37 was really a chick with a fake dick, a tranny,
and then what? Your
record's gone.
Then
no record.
You're at 99.
Yeah, you're stuck at 99.
That would suck.
Yeah.
That would really suck.
Yeah, there you go.
Because you'd be fucked up for life, and you'd be one short.
By the 65th dude, I heard they provided the dudes with gas masks. God.
Oh, Christ.
Oh yeah, Sousa said when the CrossFitter came, he yelled time. Oh, dude, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that to my wife the next time.
Up for that.
I'm gonna say that to my wife the next time I have sex with her. I'm gonna be like, time. She's like, what?
Excuse me?
What? I'm done. Time.
That's it.
God, that's so funny.
Crazy. Right. What'd you talk about today? What was it?
I had the director and producer of the most current CrossFit Games documentary.
What'd you think of that? Good, right?
Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic. It's great. I enjoyed it. I never once was like, I think I got up once to like take 3 vitamin C's and like a bite of steak, and that's it. I just sat through the whole thing.
Yeah.
My family loved it, and it was beautifully shot, and it was
No,
they captured everyone. Noah's nice, Laura's a bitch, and it's a hard ass games.
You're the first one to like my comment on the games post when everyone's just like trashing CrossFit for just like the same shit, right? They're just like not even listening, and then they can't even get over it and enjoy the fact that it was a good documentary from a different year.
Yeah.
It's just silly.
Yeah.
Chronically unhappy people.
Those are the
That's
same.
my new term.
Those are that's nice. They're the same morons who on Amazon give a 1-star review to something because it showed up late or it showed up in a torn package. And it's like, you fucking idiots. No one is reading the reviews to find out about the delivery. We want to know, does this glucose monitor really do a good job? You fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be a retard, go to fucking Woolly Mammoth.
Yeah. Hey, but
by the way, Jenny, just to be clear, Jenny, you nailed him. You said it exactly like he said it. He can't hear you. He's conflating shit. Sorry, go ahead.
You and him got a little throwdown coming up, don't you?
No, so here's what I'm gonna tell you what I think really happened. I'm just speculating. So this fucking guy is an affiliate owner, right? And he's John. Yeah, and he's a world-class simp. Like, he's just like trying to figure out where the populist voice is, right? What's popular today? Should I side with Danny? Should I side with CrossFit? Should I side with Don? Who should I side with? He's like just constantly trying to.
So do you think he's trying to leverage you?
So, of course, 100%. He's not trying to. He did. He accomplished it. So then basically, he basically was telling people, hey, don't do the fucking open. But of course, which he denies. He's telling people basically to de-affiliate and don't do the open, while also covering his bets, being like, but I'm an affiliate owner, and I think if you want to do the open, you should. I mean, he's just so wishy-washy, right? He's just all over the fucking place. So then me and some other people are like, hey, look at this fucktard. He owns an affiliate, and he's shitting on affiliates and doing the open. But then he also says, but I really like saving people's lives, but I'm not going to support this, but I am going to support. It's just a mess, right? So then he takes such an ass pounding that I'm guessing maybe someone from HQ called him or something happened. And he got like, hey, dude, are you in or are you out? Like, because if you're going to hate on affiliates and hate on the open, then you need to fucking beat it. I'm guessing. Well, he makes this video, and we can say that too. Like, hey, if you're not going to do the open, don't do the open. And you can even post, don't do the open. But if you're doing it with the guise of hurting it to get other people not to do it, you can do that too. But we're going to ass pound you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, hey, you're shitting in our kitchen where we eat. So we started ass pounding him. He fucking freaked out. He came up with a story that basically CrossFit helped save his dad's life. And so now he's going to do the open this year. And then he says, and I challenged Sevon to $500 to do the open. Well, fucktard, you're not challenging me to do the open. I'm already doing the open. What you're basically saying to me is you want me to donate $500 to your favorite charity if you beat me. Fine, I'll do it. But there's no challenge. There's no like...
you were already going to do it regardless.
Yeah, I was like that was the whole thing. I was going to do it. I was going to promote it. And now somehow he's kind of flipped the narrative like it's some sort of fucking challenge or something. It's not. But what happened was we ass pounded him, and now he feels obligated by pressure to do the open. And so, I mean, and to show you how retarded people are, Will, people in his comments are like, Sevon will only do it if he feels the pressure to do it. What?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, in even if you didn't in the past sign up or post it, right? Like, that's your prerogative and your choice. And I think you more than anyone, you have a right to not want to give money to CrossFit.
Yeah, but I was going to do the open. Yeah, I was going to do the open this year anyway. Last year I signed up for the open. $20 is nothing to me. I have no issues with giving CrossFit $20 at all. And even if I do it or don't do it, I think it's fucking great. I want to promote the fucking shit out of it. I think fucking Pilates is absolutely wonderful. I don't fucking do it. I don't have to fucking do it to fucking promote it. No one's promoted the open on planet Earth more than I have. Not one person.
Yeah, no, agreed.
They can go fuck themselves.
And the open actually matters again this year. Like, people are fucking upset, and that's what we wanted, is the open to matter.
Yeah.
And then now that it's 1%, it's quarterfinals is gone. And it's like, well, you didn't have it before and you were happy without it. So like, what's the issue?
Yeah.
And they're putting semifinals back in affiliates, right? Like, if anything, it's a good move that CrossFit's doing this for its affiliates, right? Because the games doesn't fucking matter.
And I want to tell you something, Will. You ready?
Yep, ready.
I don't give a fuck about the comments.
Good.
Thank you.
Are they bad right now?
No, I have no idea. I'm just fucking with because I keep bringing. I said I don't care. Like I don't know what the fuck David's doing. He thinks he's like catching me in some sort of like hypocrisy or inconsistency because I keep bringing up comments and yet like I'm not affected by comments. Like he doesn't. I don't want to tell him. I don't want to tell him what's really happening because he knows, and he just wants me to say it, and I'm not going to say it. Which is, I love the comments. I don't care about the comments, but I love the comments. These are nuances that Mr. Weed has trouble with his fucking reptilian brain understanding.
He's chronically unhappy, right?
No, I think he's happy. Dude, he's fucking getting some government check, fucking living in Portugal, working out and banging fucking third world honeys with huge tits. Huge real tits. Yeah, he's living the dream. At least that's what he's doing in my mind.
Fair enough.
And he rides it like a fucking like a Honda scooter from point A to point B without a helmet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Free balling.
Yeah, he's just stoked. Yeah, he's living the dream.
Hell yeah. All right, I'll let you go.
All right.
See you, Sevy.
Thank you.
Yep, good talk. Bye.
I wish he was chronically unhappy, but I don't think that is the truth. Except it's dudes, not chicks. Thank you, Jeremy. You're right. Sorry. I think David probably like accidentally fucks a dude once in a while. You know what I mean? Like a what are they called? A girly boy or a boily girl or whatever those things are. He probably, but you're out of the country. If you fuck a tranny in Thailand, you get an exemption. So that's that. Okay, we did OnlyFans. You want to do Biden? Did you hear about the girls at the college who were doing the death to Jews? How fucked up is New York City? What's this? Oh, here, this one's good. Little insight into the how the music industry works. This is pretty good, actually. This is pretty good.
Music star Oliver Anthony is exposing the Nashville music industry and taking shots at Beyonce's album Cowboy Carter in a new tell-all that we have got to talk about. You no doubt remember Oliver Anthony from his song Richmond, North of Richmond, one of the biggest tracks of 2023, and ignited a bidding war for his attention. And while he did have some help in the industry, he's chosen to stay independent, and I think we now know why. In a new video posted to his social media, Oliver Anthony is exposing the music industry, starting with the fact that when Richmond, North of Richmond started to climb the charts, he learned very quickly that he was interfering with millions of dollars of marketing budgets, meaning that record labels were buying their own song hundreds of thousands of times to help it get better chart positions, confirming a rumor people have held for a long time. In fact, Anthony says labels don't want artists. They just want someone they can prop up and hand a bunch of songs written by people who have no connection to the material. And it's not just labels. He said that when he hired a management company, one of the first things they wanted him to do was post about how good the Beyonce album was, even though he hated it, in hopes that she would work with him. He even goes as far as to say that her version of Jolene makes him want to puke. And while he does admit there's probably a lot of good people in the industry, he says there's a lot of evil being done to make you care about songs you shouldn't. How do you feel about all this? Comment below and let me know. Country music star Oliver Anthony is exposing
right? It's all staged. Jethro, I'll take New York City sucks for 500. All right, fine, fuck it. I like this game. All right, I should do that more often. Just throw out like potential pieces. Dear blacks, white people are marching for your oppression. Oh, we could do black oppression too if you want. I have Jews, black oppression. Okay, let's do New York City since you were the first. Where is it? What was it? BLM, dancing guy, some people, Kamala, CrossFit balls taste good. Trump on FBI director. What was it? I saw it. Where is it? Oh, how fucked is New York City? For 500. Got it. Okay, here we go. Oh, I already played this. Damn, I already played this. Sorry. This is talking about the how fucked is New York City is the thing with the lady who was trying Daniel Penny. about how an 86-year-old man got murdered in an ATM, and she felt sorry for the guy who murdered him. But with Daniel Penny actually saved someone, and she goes after him. Let's do this one. This one's good. CrossFitters' balls taste good. What is this one? Wow, this one's crazy. This is kind of the theme for today. God, the thought of balls are disgusting. Here we go.
Just me, or do guys who do CrossFit like have really tasty balls? I don't know if it's like the protein, the creatine, and the sweat combined, but it's yummy. Is it just me, or do guys who do CrossFit like have really tasty balls? I don't know if it's like the protein, the creatine, and the sweat combined, but it's yummy.
Tasty balls? Oh, what is this? Find God. Oh, that's nice. Let's see. He don't exist. I bet you believe in Santa. Oh, look at this guy's really adamant about trying to disprove God. I bet your mother gives great oral. Capital G, my brother. Oh, that's nice. Okay. All right. Extra seasoned? I can confirm. Jesus criminy. You need help, girl? Anyway, there you go. Little that's about the same quality. That's some quality propaganda right there. Spread the word. Musty balls. Anything else? Anyone want anything else? Any requests? Any requests? You know the company that did the Jaguar ad? You guys remember that? The Jaguar ad, and Elon wrote, "Do you guys still sell cars?" Well, Google is using that same company for a Christmas ad. Here we go.
Do you remember the weird Jaguar ad? Well, I think I found out what that advertising agency did after the Jaguar ad. Let me introduce you to Google's new holiday ad.
So dry. This winter dryness is not it, especially when I have so many holiday looks to pull off.
I'm guessing Dylan Mulvaney wasn't available?
Thankfully, I know just the thing. And it's in stock nearby.
You're missing an earring on this side.
Hydrated skin is a gift to everyone. No wrapping needed. Happy holidays to me.
That was Google's Christmas ad campaign. It's hard to believe that's the same company that told us this was George Washington. I guess for Google, Christmas is gender confusion and moisturizer. This ad campaign from Google is so weird that it's actually causing people to use Bing.
Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Do you remember the weird Jaguar ad?
The world. What a state. Looks like a character out of the Fifth Element. Yes. Well said. All right. I gotta call Andrew. Maybe should I call him on the work phone so you guys can hear this call? What is your number, Andrew? Are you 7 6? Oh, here you are. Let's see. Is that really his number? He has a Nashville number? Why would Hiller have a Nashville number?
What's up? This is Andrew Hiller. If you do not text me, I will not.
Oh, I probably can't even get through him with that to that number. He's got like, he doesn't want to be bothered. Andrew lives with Tia and Shane. No shit. All right, I'll keep you guys posted. We'll schedule something. Maybe I can ask Souza or Rios to go live, or Branstead or Caleb to go live on the Sem on Instagram and tell you guys when we do the Binge Bros show. Okay, if you haven't seen it yet, go over to Paramount, watch Dexter, the new season, and then you can jump. Call me too. I will call you. I tried yesterday. We're gonna watch Dexter. It's a new show, new series on Paramount. It's called Dexter Original Sin. It's streaming now over on Paramount. Watch it, and then and then Andrew and I will talk about it. I'm gonna watch it now and then write down a bunch of questions for Andrew. Test that giant fucking brain of his. All right, love you guys. Thanks for everything. David, thank you. The distinguished gentleman, John Woolley, thank you. All of you guys who have Pat Lang, Christian, Jethro, Cole, Hardly Last, all you motherfuckers. Thank you so much. Heidi Kroom, Vindicate, Gabe from the coffee place, Blade Walker, Jeremy World, Ms. Redow, of course, Paper Street Coffee, BIRTHFIT, CA Peptides. Talk to you guys all soon. Keeping it real, Grant. Thank you. Chris Beesterfield, Giddy Up, all you, Brianna, the whole gang. If I left you out, don't take it personally. CK Kevin, thank you for opening the Woolley wound by talking about the challenge. That was a good bit. That was a good segue. I owe you something for setting me up for that. That was fantastic. Love you guys. Great team. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.